Yes, ladies and gentlemen, so settle back in your beds with your hot cocos, your cold cocos, and then relax as I read to you from this book by Sy Montgomery. I love the person named Sy, author of the New York Times bestseller The Soul of an Octopus. Apparently this person wrote a whole book about an octopus and its soul and didn't finish it. There is so much more to know somehow about octopi, or is it octopuses, or octopussies, or octopeople? I don't know, but whatever it is, there they are. He wrote yet another book. This is not the soul of the octopus. Oh no, this is Secrets of the Octopus. Oh, and you think I'm joking, but no, I'm not squidding. All right, here we go. I'd never met anyone like Athena before. Though she was an adult, she was only about 4 feet tall. That's 1.2 meters for you Canadians at home. She weighed a mere 40 pounds, and she was unusual in several other respects. She could change color and shape, taste with her skin, which sounds no, actually it sounds pretty good. If you go into a restaurant and you want to try some things, you can just sort of go wave your arm over something. It's like, maybe today, not the brisket, but definitely the profiteroles later. I think I'll have those because my elbow is tasting them very nicely. She could drool venom like the guy at the Nathan's hot dog contest. She can spit ink, and she could jet about by squirting water through a siphon on the side of her head. I think they call that encephalitis. Ladies and gentlemen, she could also pour her baggy, boneless body through an opening the size of an orange. Kind of sounds like my honeymoon. Her head wasn't even on top of her body like mine, okay? That spot was occupied by a body part known as the mantle, containing the organs of respiration, digestion, and reproduction. Must be something interesting to have your digestion organ and your reproductive organ in the same place. And I'm probably kind of convenient. It's like, honey, I'm in the mood. No, I think I'll have a sandwich. Wait, I can do both. Here, this hole for this. Oh, don't get the wrong hole. It could work. Anywho, her head was where you would expect to find a torso, and her mouth was in her armpit. Yes, indeed, ladies. I know that they're doing all sorts of things to create transgender people now, but even this isn't happening. Athena was a giant Pacific octopus, or, in Latin, an Enteroctopus dofleini. We met at the New England Aquarium in Boston. By the way, here she is. And, isn't she a babe? Look at that. Look at that golden color. Little breading, a little calamari. So, anyway, senior aquarist, that's the word apparently, aquarist, Scott Dowd, opened the heavy lid to her tank. Standing on a low step stool, I leaned over the water. The octopus changed from a mottled brown to bright red with excitement as she spilled her liquid body out of her rocky lair. One of her glittering silver eyes sought mine as her 8 arms boiled up to the surface to meet me. I probably should not like the word boiled being talked about her tentacles, because that's a little too close to home for them, I'm sure. With Scott's permission, I plunged my hands and arm into the numbing 47-degree Fahrenheit salt water. You're thinking like warmer water, right? No, 47 degrees Fahrenheit. And I let her engulf my skin with her soft, questing white suckers. I should probably put this in a brown paper bag, this book. This is getting kind of hot. She was both tasting and feeling me at the same time. Oh boy, this should be an Octopornhub, I'm telling you. Most relationships don't begin with this degree of intimacy. You gotta buy her some ink first. Had a person begun tasting me at this early stage in our friendship, I'd have been alarmed. Let's get the laughing teeth on this. Come on. Yeah. That's the budget for this program. Here we go. However, I realized too that not everyone would have liked being embraced by an octopus. The water was cold, her skin was slimy, the creature I was touching was venomous, basically like a girl from New Jersey. And I soon realized as well that when I got home later that day, I would have to explain to my husband why my arms were covered with hickeys. But I was neither alarmed nor afraid. I was elated. Athena didn't just welcome my company. She allowed me to touch her head. She had not allowed any visitor to do this before. And once we spent some time together, as she tasted me and I stroked her, well, I need to use my talus to cover my gazuchi there. She changed color again. She turned white beneath my touch, the color I later learned of an octopus who feels calm. It was clear to me that during our encounter, we had shared an illuminating exchange. Athena, to my surprise, was just as inquisitive about me as I was about her. But, aren't they monsters? My human friend Jody Simpson asked me the next day, as I described my encounter with Athena while we walked our dogs through the woods. Jody was a good friend to many animals. She shared her home with 2 poodles and a cat, and she was an accomplished horseback rider. She loved feeding wild birds, but an octopus? How could you have any kind of communion with an octopus, or even perhaps a bris or Yom Kippur service with an octopus, to make it more Jewish? Indeed, centuries of Western literature have portrayed octopuses as ocean-going demons. Quote, no animal is more savage in causing the death of man in the water, wrote Roman philosopher and commander Pliny the Elder around AD 77. Now, Pliny the Younger, he was all right, but Pliny the Elder, I'm telling you, Pliny the Third was kind of in between them. Pliny the Fourth, a little bit retarded, but Pliny the Fifth, brilliant. You never know with the Plinys. The Pliny family was all over the place. But Pliny the Elder, oh, what a philosopher, what a commander. He wrote about the octopus. It struggles with a man by coiling round him and swallows him with sucker cups and drags him asunder. Because they are so different from us, because some species can grow so large, several of the largest have topped 300 pounds. And because of their enormous strength, a single large sucker on a giant Pacific octopus can lift more than 35 pounds, and the animal has 1,600 of those things. Octopuses can frighten and confuse humans, or at least humans who don't get that chance to know one. Nearly 2 millennia after Pliny, filmmaker John Williams was still dissing octopuses. Quote, a man-eating shark, a giant poison-fanged moray, a murderous barracuda appear harmless, innocent, friendly, and even attractive when compared to the octopus, he wrote. No words can adequately describe the sickening horror one feels when from some dark, mysterious lair, the great lidless eyes stare at one. One's very soul seems to shrink beneath their gaze, and cold perspiration beads the brow. I hate when perspiration beads my brow, or brows my bead. But this is not what happened to me. I welcomed Athena's touch. Her slime coat was silky, like wet custard. Yeah, you're not convincing me with that. If I'm touching something that's like wet custard, it's getting, checked for VD. Her skin was soft. The feel of her suction cups on my skin reminded me of little kisses. And Athena's changing skin, her bridal white suckers, that's right, very nice, bridal white suckers, Her alert gaze, her fluid grace, they all dazzled me with alien beauty. I was mesmerized by her otherness, because according to almost every basic classification of animal life, she and I were virtual opposites. She was protostome, developing an embryo as an embryo mouth first. I was a deuterostome, which is close to an exoderostome and a genesisterostome, which develops the back end first. You get the tushy and then everything grows out of that. She was an invertebrate without bones. I had a boner. No, okay. I was a vertebrate scaffolded with a bony skeleton. She lived in water. I'm on land, except when I'm on Fire Island. She breathed water. I breathed air. The last time her kind and mine had shared a common ancestor, back 500 million years ago, everybody was a tube. I like that. Everybody was a tube back then. Yet I was also struck by an unexpected sameness. Despite a yawning gap in our taxonomic classifications, it seemed possible that we could have a meeting of the minds or even be friends. And then Athena began pulling me into her tank, equipped with hydrostatic muscles more like those in our tongues and our biceps. An octopus of her size can, by some calculations, resist a pull 100 times her own weight. So that'd be about 4,000 pounds. I weigh 125. I'm a teeny thing. But again, I was not afraid. I felt no malice on her part. Her pull was insistent, but gentle. I didn't worry that she wanted to eat me. I was comfortably aware that her beak, located in her armpit, and its adjacent venom glands were nowhere near the arms pulling on mine. Her tenacious tug was no threat. Instead, it was an invitation, and one that I was honored to accept. Oh, I am loving this. This is a wonder. I am so into this. But now I don't know if this gets really X-rated. If the suckers actually begin sucking on her thing and then whatever, or the tentacle, the slime and the custard going everywhere, as it would tend to. We'll just have to find out, won't we? I think I'm gonna have this for another week on the program as we read more of Sy Montgomery's Secrets of the Octopus. And just so we know, this is a picture of Sy's a girl, Sy Montgomery. She's the one on my left, could be on your right, it's hard to tell. Touching, Athena the Octopus. She has written dozens of books for adults and children, not just on octopuses, but animal science and conservation. She has written for the New York Times. Oh no, she's gotten a New York Times bestseller and a National Book Award finalist of The Soul of an Octopus and Of Time and Turtles, which is probably a very long book because turtles take a lot of time to do everything. She's been honored with many accolades and awards, including 3 honorary doctorates. Woo. Born in Germany, she now lives in New Hampshire with her husband and their border collie, Thurber. She is, I'm loving this. She's quite a writer. That's why, come back to us in a week or two because we will have more Secrets of the Octopus by Sy Montgomery. And you know, for me to love this book about an animal that isn't kosher, if it was a cow, oh my God, I'd read it cover to cover, and then like the Torah, I'd read it backwards to front all the way again. But it's so good. I want to read more with you next time on Storytime. So until then, let me wish you a most happy post-July 4th. You know, you don't have to pull the flags down. It's okay to be patriotic on July 6th and 7th and 8th and August 14th and September 27th. It's totally fine to love the country that you're in and to enjoy it and to celebrate it. So, my friends, this is Rabbi Sol Solomon of blessed memory, wishing you a very happy week. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and move gracefully, move joyfully and beautifully like an octopus. But don't let yourself become a sucker.